My name's Jamie. I'm a keeper in the Southern Uplands. I've been here for five years now. I love coming up here every morning, 7 days a week. You know, going about my daily chores and seeing curlews, lapwings, redshanks, you know, all the ground nesting waders. My daily routines at the minute, I'll be going out, go around on my larsen traps, crow cages, traps, you know, baiting traps. So, you know, down in the field over there, every morning it's nothing to come up here and see, you know, 20 odd lapwings down in them the green fields and the lemon fields. Redshank as well. And you can hear curlews there in the background. You know, if you go into a non-keepered ground, I mean, you'll not see half of the wildlife, you know, the curlews, the lapwings, and, you know, redshanks, all the ground nesting birds, you know, the grouse as well. So we're on Langholm Moor. I worked on here for the last 3 years of the project it was. And you would see, you know, you go out to see, you would see harriers all the time, curlews, lapwings. I think the year before I left, I think there was 11 harrier nests and 43 young fledged. And then the first year there was no keepers here. The RSPB had video footage of a fox in the harrier nest. Obviously killed all the chicks. So that just shows how important fox control is. Foxes alone, stoats and weasels and everything else will still quite happily have a chick. There's the project sign still up 5 years after it's ended. It's a shame really, a big shame. I'd expect to see lapwings and curlew out there, and there's not a thing. I mean, what is surprising is how quiet it is. You know, you can't hear anything. You know, we've not heard of grouse. Back home you hear grouse, curlews, lapwings, oyster catchers. You hear everything, but I mean, we've sat here now I've not heard a thing. In the 3 years I was there, I noticed, you know, a noticeable difference. You know, just going around doing your job, you were seeing a lot more grouse. And also, you come down here and you could see, there was one night I was down this road foxing and I counted 25 short-eared owls in the space of about 2 miles down this road.
Unusually, I'm standing still. I'm in southwest Scotland, it's quite windy. And don't you just love the sound of wind through the spruce needles. I do, some people may not do. And these trees may not be welcome on this particular patch of moorland. It's known as Langholm Moor. It was once a driven grass moor. It's now Tarras Valley Nature Reserve. More importantly, it's heavily designated. It's an SSSI, a Site of Special Scientific Interest, and it's an SPA, that's a Special Protection Area for, guess what, hen harriers. And those designations applied when this was a driven grass moor. It's now a nature reserve. And so for me, the questions are, how do we keep the designations for nature, which are quite prescriptive? Look at all the regeneration of the birch occurring across the open moorland. Is that drying out the peat? Is that having an impact on the ability to lock carbon in? The foxes and the other predators may be coming out of these more wooded areas and eating hen harriers during the breeding season. Can we have it all? Do we let nature reclaim, but at the same time, don't then designate? Or do we keep the designation and maybe keep nature at bay? I would just like to talk about that a little bit more rather than saying let's have our cake and eat it across the UK when it comes to nature recovery and designations. Sometimes the two do not coincide.
Because of the change of land management in Scotland, the fuel loads have become much greater. So wildfires have become more prevalent and of greater intensity. If we get the perfect storm where the climatic conditions are correct, then we may have a devastating wildfire in Scotland, the likes of which we've never seen before. You know, these large areas which are now under regeneration, if muir burn or prescribed burning was carried out in those areas, it would then provide us with natural fire breaks where it would be much, much easier to fight the fires. The problem with wildfire is you can go for 2 or 3 seasons where you don't think it's a problem, and then the climatic conditions are right for this fire to happen.
With this, the community buyout scheme, whatever it is, I mean, someone's going to have to manage the heather. You know, they're trying to produce a nature reserve. If none of this heather's managed and a wildfire starts, then that'll be a total waste of time. You know, there'll be all this rank heather's no good for the wildlife. It all needs to be broken up. You know. You know I mean, that'll go now. You know, if wildfire is just waiting to happen.
Someone goes out, disposable barbecue in the wrong place, prevailing wind behind them, and then all of a sudden we have a devastating wildfire.
So we've spent the morning on Langholm Moor. What we've seen 3 short-eared owls, endless carrion crows. What else did we see? That's it. We've definitely seen no curlews, no lapwings, no red shanks. You know, very little ground nesting birds on the whole, compared to back home, where we got footage just in one field of lapwings, curlews and red shanks, just all in one field.